Yes, we welcome everybody for this wonderful one-off session on the introduction of the NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming from the Vedic perspective. And we are very happy that Mr. Arvind, Akshay Gopal Prabhu, he is going to conduct this session. He's an NLP coach and he's actually a very experienced NLP coach. Also, he has learned more than 59 modalities of healing. He's also a fourth generation astrologer. He is um, actually guiding so many students. He is the founder of Soul Syncify, which basically helps people to align with their purpose. And he's been doing a lot of research and guiding students, corporates, working professionals in finding their purpose. In the Gita language, it is known as Swadharma. So he's like a Swadharma coach. And this is a very empowering session. And this will be followed up, with some wonderful courses, to go deep. And the difference between, NLP offered in the outside world, there could be many people. But Arvind has also studied the Gita under senior monks of ISKCON, and he's trying to beautifully blend this knowledge of NLP with the Upanishads and the message of Gita and trying to present its essence. So without further delay, we thanks everyone to joining. We are 50 of us in this session. We request everyone to be very participative. And if you have a notebook pen, you can just quickly gather it. And this session will go on till around 8:55 and 8 maybe 8:45, 8:50. We'll have some time for Q&A. And also we will mention about the future program because this is just an introduction. There are many more programs lined up. This is for those who want to understand, what is NLP, just want to get the concepts clear. And then we will also share the details. Thank you, Arvindji, and over to you.
Hare Krishna. I hope I'm audible and visible to everyone. If I'm
Yes.
audible, then okay, thank you. So, welcome everyone for Vedic NLP. We call it Veda NLP. So, before beginning, let's pray. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Guruvaya Namah. Hare Krishna. So, how many of you are already aware about NLP or heard about it or learned about it? Please type in the chat box and be active in the chat box, because if the session is interactive, then you will learn more. It's not just one-way communication. It's not like a lecture, right? Okay, type in the chat box. I hope chat box is active for the participants. Yes. Okay, how many of you all heard about it? Okay, good. Janki ji, Nisha, Kripa. Okay, Varsha. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Dr. Neha, know about a little. Okay, I believe note. Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing. So also type in the chat box, where are you from joining today? Type the city name or the country name, wherever you are joining from. Chennai, Ajmer, UK, Jhansi, Gurugram, Doha, Hong Kong, UK, Chandigarh, Mumbai, Myanmar, okay, Singapore, Pune, Bangalore. Okay, so we have audience from all over the world, Florida, USA, Mumbai. So thank you for being enthusiastic for participating in the Vedic NLP. So without further delaying, so I will just open my PPT and let's start. So why we are, conducting this session and why Vedic NLP? So first of all, we will discuss about some background about it. Then we will learn what is NLP in a basic language, in layman language, then in a technical language, and how it can be helpful to us in our day-to-day life and achieving our goals and living life living life aligned with our life purpose, being happy in this world, at the same time living to the ultimate destination. So basically Vedic NLP help us to live happy in this world, increase our love for ourselves, our relatives, our family, and ultimately to Krishna, God. So how to live, how to love, and how to live from this world. So it just crux to that. Okay. So harsh reality of today is, like, you might be seeing there are so many anxiety cases, anger issues, procrastination, stress, frustration. So many people are going through depression, suicidal thoughts. 10 September last week we had suicidal prevention day. So many people, even earlier it was elders, now teenage people are also going through suicides, and the numbers is increasing day by day. And apart from that, people are struggling with overthinking, addiction, abuse, breakups, separation. Divorce cases are increasing, obesity, diabetes. So there are so many issues, right? Now, is it our own opinion? No. In fact, 1% of people are happy and 99% struggling with these challenges. So even Indian Journal of Psychiatry, it mentions suicide is among the top 3 causes of death among youth worldwide. So is it only for suicide? No. It is not just to prevent suicide, but there are so many people, they are not living their full potential. Okay. So NLP, how it help us to live our life on a full potential. Even, you know, so 20% increase in patients of mental health are increased after Corona, right? Again, this is a Indian psychiatry only. They have provided these journals and all. So before discussing about NLP, first we need to know why we need to know about it. Okay, so there are 3 kinds of knowledge we have. Okay, so something is we know that we know. Okay, for example, if I give you an example of what I know that I know is that, suppose I know there is a car and I know how to drive it. So there is some knowledge we have about which we know that we know. And there is some knowledge that we have about which we know that we don't know. For example, I know there is an aeroplane and I also know that I can't, drive it, right? So the second area of knowledge is that I know that I don't know. Everyone clear about this? Yes. There are so many things in this world. Maybe you know that you don't know how to swim, right? Maybe you know that how to drive a car, how to write a book, or maybe how to operate a telephone or mobile or internet or laptop. So there are so many things you know that you know, but there are so many things you know that you don't know, right? But the major of the portion, we are not aware of the things that we don't know, right? Things that we don't know. Can anyone give an example of something that you don't know that you don't know? Type in the chat box. Is there anything you don't know that you don't know? Type in the chat box. Okay. Future. Okay. You don't know that you don't know. Okay. So actually, if we give the answer of this question, it means we know, right? So blind spot means we don't know. So many times we want to become successful in our life, we want to harmonize our health, relationships, and career, as well as our spiritual life, but we are not able to do it. It means there is something that I don't know which is affecting, because of which I'm not able to do it, right? If you are aware of it, then we can deal with it. But if you are not aware of it, then how can we deal with it? Yes or no? Right? So today we try to discuss about this thing and how NLP will help us finding it out. Okay. So every time, whenever we are, 1 minute. Okay. So like at any given moment, we all are living 5 lives, right? Is my screen visible, right? Yeah. So every time we are living 5 lives. Every life has a current state, and current state means where we are stuck presently, right? And there is a desired state also in that area, maybe in finance, health, relationships, business and career, and inner life. For example, if I take maybe finance, okay. So maybe you are struggling or having debt or expenses or earning patterns, or are not satisfied with the financial situation of yours, and you have the desired state to reach another level of wealth, right? But you are stuck somewhere, right? There is a present state, current state, and there is a desired state as well, right? In the finance sector. If we discuss about the second area of your life, it can be health, right? So maybe you are struggling with weight loss or weight gain or health issues, maybe chronic pain, asthma, maybe alopecia, cancer, anxiety, depression, diabetes, cholesterol, arthritis. There might be many challenges regarding health you might be going. And there is a desired state as well, like maybe to fit and healthy, or that is the which desired state you are seeking in the health area, and you also know what is the current state in that area. Yes. The third area of our life is relationships. Maybe you recently got married or divorced, maybe suffering from separation, or become a new parent, or stuck in a new relationship where you need to suffer from emotional, physical, or financial toxicity every day, and you are not able to find a solution to come out of it, and unable to manage a toxic person, or you have a personal issue with yourself, right? Which creates lack of self love, low self esteem, or running inside you a disturbed person, right? So there is a current state in relationship area, and there is a desired state as well, and you know that, correct? Then the fourth area, business and career. Maybe you are struggling with business issues or financial impacts, or you are not happy with your career. Maybe you want to pursue some another career and you don't like your current career, but somehow you are stuck because maybe there is an EMI that you need to pay, maybe the fees of your school fees of your children, and you are thinking about it and you are not taking that leap of faith. There is something in the career on the business area. Maybe earlier your business was growing, but now after COVID, maybe it has been impacted and you are not growing up to the potential that you should have grown, right? So so maybe you want to change your profession and follow your passion, right? Maybe you want to have a promotion in your career. So there is a current state in your business or in career, as well as your desired state. Another area of our life, that is our inner life, mental, emotional, and spiritual life. Maybe you are struggling with overthinking, procrastination, maybe negative thought patterns that running inside, maybe lack of clarity, maybe you are going to distraction or brain fog sometimes, or overwhelm. Some of you are struggling with emotional issues or regret, of the past, maybe anxiety for the future, maybe past trauma or phobia of something. So there are so many things that you want to uh, leave behind, but somehow you are stuck. Maybe you want to have a deeper spiritual absorption, but somehow or other you are not able to. So you are stuck somewhere in your emotional, mental, or spiritual area. That's your inner life, right? And you want to have peace and prosperity and happiness and bliss in that area. So somehow you might be maybe in all areas, maybe you are one area, maybe two or three area. There is a current state and there is a desired state. Yes. So what is NLP? In basic language, NLP is nothing but a bridge, right? It's a bridge. Is screen visible? Right? It's a bridge between your current state and your desired state, right? It's a bridge. So how to go from your current state to desired state? This bridge will help us to reach. It's just like a Google map. When we go to Google map, it asks two questions. First, where you are, and the second, where you want to go. What is the destination you are seeking? And then automatically the Google map will create the shortest path to reach there. Yes. Similarly, VedaNLP is going to act like a bridge to go from your current state to desired state. So before moving, let me know in which area you are stuck and or you want to have a breakthrough. So for that, we are sharing a link. So you just need to group. Wait a minute. Team, kindly share the link in the chat box. Survey link. Okay. So you can scan. You can scan it and you can give your answer. Are you able to do it? I will also share here. Okay, you can, scan this QR code and you can give your answer. Just type the area, just one area where you want a breakthrough. Okay. So you have a link in the chat box as well, and you can also scan from the uh, screen. Okay. Just type one area. Okay. So I will also share the screen so that it will be visible to you all. Okay, so mental health and emotional relationships is stronger one so far. Spiritual life, career. Okay, type everyone please fast. Last 30 seconds. Just type one word. Okay, thank you for sharing. So most of the participants, they want a breakthrough in their careers. Okay. Then the second one is spiritual life, relationship, mental health, and habits. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Some of you have shared in the chat box as well. Okay. Okay, thank you. So let's move forward. How NLP is going to help us regarding that. Let's check that part. Okay. So as I shared so far, the NLP is a bridge from your current state to desired state. So it is, I just shared this in a layman language, but this is a, as this is a scientific subject, so let's understand it from a scientific and technical perspective as well. So what is NLP? What is VedaNLP? So Veda stands for Vedic and NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Okay. So what exactly neuro means neurology, our nervous system. Linguistic is a language, you know, the how language impacts and programs our brain, you know, how it creates different patterns, you know, it's the power of language we understand. And then it's programming, just like it the programming word come from computers. So just like it has a programming language C, C++, Java, similarly we have a programming of our own brain and mind. So it has a mental patterns. So NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming, how our own language creates different programs and we are run by those programs, you know, and we can we change it or not? We will check that. Okay. So before going further, we will also understand how NLP is going to help us. It acts like a user manual for our brain, how people think, learn, motivate, and get change in the different area of their life. So it is a science of achievement and art of fulfillment, right? So how to become successful, how to have a peak performance in different areas, right? And it is a science of wellness without medicine. Okay. So how to be extraordinary from ordinary, right? So this science is for that. And this science is developed by, you know, he's the there are, you know, different people who has, you know, studied different therapists, right? Uh, the main people were the Richard Bandler and John Grinder in 1970s. Like it has been 50 years. Next, in this month on 28th of September, it will be 50 years for NLP. It's a 50 years birthday of NLP, right? So it's a, in Western world, it's a age old, right? But in India nowadays people are getting aware of it. So earlier there were no peak performance, only they had an access to it. Like Sachin Tendulkar, when he was getting out in 90, you know, he was not completing century, but he was getting out in 90 to between 100, right? So it called nervous 90s. So actually Sachin took help of NLP at that time, and then he, you know, overcome that whatever the resistance because of which he was not able to, you know, clear the century. And after that he made like double centuries and all. So how NLP help him, we will check that as well. So NLP is so powerful, right? So it has been created by Richard Bandler and John Grinder, and there are different practitioners and therapists who added and improvised it, like Milton Erickson, one of the, you know, he was the lead therapist. And there are different people, you know, it's like getting improvised, and now it is so strong. And how Vedic NLP is going to impact more than the regular NLP and classic NLP. So uh, basically NLP is a science of mind, right, and brain, but they don't discuss about the most important person who have the brain or mind, that who we are actually. And the whole picture, in the whole picture they give the tool, but they don't give why we should use it. It's like you are giving a very powerful tool in someone's hand, but you are not telling them how to use it and for what purpose you can use it. So people are using for what, like people are using this for influencing others, right? And that influence can be for their own benefit, right? Maybe for their ulterior motives, because they are not given the knowledge that who they are and what this tool is meant for using or improvising and aligning our subtle body, right? So who we are, so we have three bodies, right? So we have a body, physical body, then we have a subtle body. So this body acts as a hardware, right? And then there is a subtle body. Subtle body, it, it comprises mind and intelligence, right? In third chapter 37 verse, Krishna tells about this, right? How our internal, from 3.36 to 3.41, Krishna discuss in Bhagavad-Gītā about our internal resistances. It's very beautiful. We will discuss more about this in depth in our foundation course, but here uh, we will discuss about who we are. So who we are, we have a body, physical body. Then we have a subtle body which acts like a software. So this body is a hardware and the subtle body is a software. Then who we are? Can anyone type in the chat box who we are then? Okay, in the context of hardware, software, who we are? Type in the chat box. Electricity, okay. The current that runs through, yes, spark, user. Exactly. We are the user of this software and hardware, just like you are using this, laptop, right? Or maybe you are using this mobile. So this mobile contains hardware and software, but I have a mobile which contains hardware and software. So I am the owner of it, right? So once we are aware, okay, so NLP is a tool for our subtle body, right? And when we combine Vedic knowledge with the NLP, it becomes a tool not only for just the mental, just not for the software, but the body, mind, and soul. So it aligns with our authentic self, right? So, how to sync your mind, body, and soul, and after syncing, aligning with it, and then we can have an impact on the society, right? So that's what we are trying to do here, right? So we are the user, okay? And as a user, we have a user manual. So VedaNLP is nothing but an user manual, right? Okay, everyone is clear. If you are clear, then type in the chat box. If you are on the same page, then type in the chat box SP, same page. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So moving forward, now we are clear about it. So we will also discuss more about it in a more scientific way. So our brain, you know, okay. So our brain has 80 billion neurons, right? It contains 80 billion neurons, and there are three major portion, major part of our brain. It called, one is, neocortex. And then there is an emotional brain which called limbic brain, and there is a third which is a 1 minute. Okay, so then there is a third which is a reptilian brain. So all the organisms, they have a reptilian brain. It's a survival. So every brain has some certain function, just like liver has a specific function and heart has some another function. So similarly, in our brain, different parts have different functions. So there is a reptilian brain, it has a function of survival. So to keep us safe, right? Just like all the organisms, they try to be safe. So we also have this brain. We call it reptilian brain. So the task of this brain is to keep us safe uh, and in a comfort zone, right? Are you, everyone is able to listen? Am I audible? I think someone is typing in the chat box.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So, so actually there are 80 billion neurons in our brain and 60 trillion cells in our body. So the 80 billion neurons are constantly in feedback with your 60 trillion cells. So whenever you decide for any goal, you require to take action. Who will take action? Our body will take action, right? So to complete any task, we need to take action. So though we have a goal, maybe we have a goal to, to reach to our desired state in relationship, health or career, but we are not able to do it. Why? Because as our brain doesn't take any action, your body will move with 60 trillion cells, you know. So unless our brain generates an required amount of action potential, you know, why we are not able to take action, why these 60 trillion cells are not able to take action, because these 60 trillion cells are controlled by the 80 billion neurons. And these 80 billion neurons, when they generate the minimum amount of action potential, you know, the electricity in simple language, unless they generate it, the body will not move, right? So so why the brain doesn't generate then? So the problem with many people is that they have plenty of goals, potential, ideas, talents, skills, and knowledge, but their brain cannot create the action potential, you know, which requires to take action. And that's why everything remains in the brain instead of in a physical reality. Okay. If you are getting this, then type in the chat box yes. Why we are not able to take action? Because the required amount of action potential is not generated by our neurons, right? So based on your abilities, knowledge and skills, how many of you think you are not getting any results? It doesn't matter where you want to be and in which area you want the results, but you know that I have the potential, but the potential is not reflecting in the real world. Type in the chat box, right? Thank you. So why is it that the majority of people think a lot but don't do anything? Whereas the high achievers and performers are always motivated, excited, and wake up with a lot of energy to pursue their goals. Because the action potential which requires, they have it, you know. So now I have explained the difference between the action potential. So let's discuss further. So so for people who are not taking action, their neurons are not producing action potential. Everyone is clear on this? So yes. So the bare minimum of potential required to trigger the neurons to take action is known as action potential. Okay. You won't be able to do anything if it doesn't start firing, you know. We call it, you know, in simple language, we call it excited, you know, someone feels excited in form, you know, we feel, you know, enjoy or inform, you know, very much excited. So basically when our neurons fire, you know, when they start firing, our body takes action. So people who are not high performers are being alert, or their things are not reflected in their results because of the action potential, right? So why some has a high action potential and why some doesn't have it? What do you think? Because of the neural resistance that we have. There is a neural resistance blocks. So your action potential, sometimes there will be a more resistance in your action potential. So which doesn't allow you to take the action, right? So, so if we take an example to understand this, suppose you are driving a Ferrari, right? A Ferrari car on the road, and your capacity is 400 kilometer per hour, and you are a good driver as well, and you have enough fuel. But after having all these things, if you are not able to drive more than 20 kilometer per hour, then what does it mean? It means there is a heavy traffic. And even though you have a potential, but you are not able to move forward, right? Because of the traffic. You cannot convert your car's potential into reality because there is a lot of resistance around you, right? So these resistances of different, we will discuss about what this resistance is exactly, right? So if I give another example to understand this, suppose there is a tank, water tank, and you want water in your home, and there is water tank is filled full, right? But still you are not getting water through your tap because of the blockages in the pipeline. Similarly, you know that you have a lot of potential, and there are so many people who are who come to you for advice, and they are getting a lot of results, right? And you think that I have also potential, but this potential is not converting into the financial results or in health result or in relationship area, right? Why? Because of the action potential which is missing, and there is a resistance, right? Because of the resistance, it is not reaching, right? So how has this resistance been created, right? How many of you are interested to understand? If you are interested, and type in the chat box interested. How this resistance has been created, type in the chat box if you are interested to understand. Okay, so this is the most important part of the discussion. How this action potential, even though you have an action potential, still because of the resistance we are not able to convert the potential into the reality, right? So, and you are not alone in in this journey. There are so many people. Okay, there are so many people. So let's understand this. Okay, so how the resistance started to build in our neurology, correct? Okay, so to understand this, we need to understand uh, our inner world. Okay, so in your inner world, you are not alone in your body. There are three people apart from you. Which are living inside you. You know, don't worry, I'm not talking about any ghost. Okay, I'm talking about uh, very important part, the blind spot we discussed earlier. So here we are going to discuss that. So suppose you have a part, many times we don't understand that we want to take action, but we are not able to. Suppose you want to quit cigarette, but you are the one who is still controlled by the cigarette. You want to lose weight, but still you are the one who is eating pizza and samosa, not able to control. You want to wake up early in the morning and you set an alarm, but when the alarm rings, you snooze it and go to sleep. You are the one who want to lose weight and joins the gym, take a year-long membership, but after 10 or 15 days, you don't go, right? So so you are the one who is you want to lose weight, and you are the one who is actually not going. You are the one who want to become rich, and you are the one who is not taking action to become rich. You are the one who wants to become proactive, and you are the one who is procrastination, right? You are the one who is procrastinating. So you are the one who wants to have a good habits, but you are the one who is stuck in the bad habit loop. So so who we are fighting with, right? With ourselves, right? We only deciding something and we are only not acting on it, right? Why? Right? Because the most important part, the resistance part, and we are not about it. That's the blind spot. Okay. So there is only you who know the difference between the positive thinking and the negative thinking, right? So there are conflicts and dilemmas, and two parts are fighting to establish their ownership. So there are two parts. Someone wants to do, someone doesn't want. Someone wants to wake up early and someone wants to sleep in the morning. So I talk about three people. We will discuss. Okay. Someone is typing in the chat box. Yes, we will discuss. So the meaning of three people is your sub personality. So what exactly this personality? And this personality actually controls our habits, behaviors, thoughts, and decisions, right? So the first person is the dreamer. Okay. So what is this dreamer? A dreamer is someone that says you can create an extraordinary life. You are the one who can become rich as well as you can have a spiritual absorption, right? He says you can have a mental clarity, focus, and can live a meaningful life. Dreamer dreams. He wants to have a successful career, healthy relationships, fit body, and also he wants promotion in job. He wants to become he wants to go abroad. He wants to roam around, as well as he wants to have a deeper absorption in spiritual life. Dreamer is the one who wants to read all the spiritual books, and he is the one who is actually thinking big. He has a dreams, right? He is the one who wants to inspire people, write books, create videos, and build business and inspire the next generation and create legacy, and contribute to different missions, right? And he want to have an inspirational story, own a big house, car, travel the world. But how beautiful if we all have only one person, just dream and take action and just have whatever you want, right? How beautiful it would have been, right? So we would have been achieve everything whatever we could have thought about, right? But the reality is different, right? So I'm not sure about your dream, but let me tell you that whatever your dream is, someone is living your dream right now on this planet or has already lived, right? So it means there is the vast majority of dreams that we have, right, in our current life. So those dreams are most of the times are mass cultural dreams, right? A person has or is currently living that dream. So people have very few dreams, right? Like climbing Everest or doing something first time. So most of the dreams like living a healthy life or rich life or a spiritual life. So there is someone who has already lived it. It means there is a blueprint to live that life. There is a strategy. So if they can do, I can do. Then why I'm not able to? Because because of that resistance, right? So are you able to understand everyone, right? Till now, right? So first person is our dreamer, right? If you are understanding, then type in the chat box same page if you are with me. So dreamer is the one who has a big dreams, right? Okay. But dreamer doesn't take action unless, right? Unless there is someone else inside. Okay. And who is that person? Who is that person? Okay. Is slide visible now? Okay. So dreamer and another person is critic. Okay. So a critique, so the baseline program for critique is criticism. And the objective of this criticism is to keep you safe, right? To keep you safe, comfortable, and protected, right? The critique has not all, the critique is connected, you know, the critique has nothing to do with whatever goal we have. Our goal might be for achieving, money, health, relationships, success, spirituality, whatever. It doesn't care. The critic's only job is to keep you safe. That's it. For him, survival is the primary thing. Just like animal has that, we discuss about reptilian brain. So the reptilian brain's only task is to keep you safe and protected and comfortable, right? So whenever there is a situation that challenges you or makes you uncomfortable to grow to the next level, the critique will activate in you and makes you convinced not to take action. Critic says, critic is in your audio and dreamer is in your visuals. Whenever you have some dreams, it comes in visuals, some pictures, some videos, you see it, visions. But critique comes in the voice. It always speaks, there are some inner small voice. What is that voice is? I'm not good enough. I'm not ready yet. You know, maybe I'm ugly. What if I fail? I don't have network. I'm from a poor background. You know, what if I get rejected? I'm too old for this. I don't have support. I'm too young for this, right? How many of you are able to connect with these voices? Right? Type in the chat box. If you are connecting, yes, resonating with these voices. You know? Yes. So these are the inner voices. Yes. Thank you for sharing. Right. So everyone has a critic inside, and that critic is not allowing us to fulfill those dreams. Right. How simple, just a voice inside, just a small voice, a little voice. And that little voice is actually controlling our dreams. Right. So we are stuck in life only when we have fed too much to our critique and too less to our dreamer. You know. So Radhanath Maharaj says we have two dogs inside, a good dog and a bad dog. If we feed to good dog, it becomes strong. If we feed to bad dog, that becomes strong. Right. So critique is that dog. Right. So So we want to do big in life. We want to achieve more in life. We want to achieve a legacy, right? But letting the critic active in you will only lead you to survive, not thrive. And we don't just want to survive, but thrive in different areas of our life, right? But once you resolve the critic, another personality will be active in you. And what is that personality? That is the doer. Doer will only comes when the critic will be resolved. Doer means who takes the action. We are the one who is not taking action, but because critic is not allowing, right? So suppose suppose if you give an example, so suppose there is a father, he has two children, okay, and one children comes, okay, father, we want to, we will start a big business, bada business. And father says, no, 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 how can we need to take loan, and there is no one who has an experience for running business. What if we lose? What if we have a loss? How will we survive? This, that. So the critic says so many things, right? And the child who comes with a lot of, dreams and all, so he understands, okay, father is not allowing, okay, then the dreams are suppressed, right? But the dreamer inside us never dies. The dreamer comes maybe after some time, you know but this time he comes from with a smaller dream, He says, okay, Papa, this time we can, start a small business. Okay. So again, he says, small business still, how will you manage? And I'm already busy in my job. I don't have time and there is no one. And you are already did this, that, and there you wasted your money. And he said, blah, 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 blah. And again, the dreamer, dies, again suppresses basically. But again, the dreamer doesn't die, right? After some time, again, it comes. But this time, the dream is very small. The child comes and he says, okay, Papa, we will start a juice center. Okay, juice center. And father says, okay, yes, juice center, there is no more risk. So we can do it. So that's how we are managing with the less, right? Because we are not taking risk only, you know. And that is why, though we have a potential, achieving big, doing big, maybe, doing a big impact, not just a material way, but doing a big impact and contribution, right, in different areas, right? So though we have a potential, we are not able to because of the inner voice, right? And there is a third person. Huh? The father has two children, right? One is dreamer and another one is doer, you know. And doer, where does doer live? Where does doer live? The dreamer lives in the visuals, right? The critic lives in the, where critic lives? Type in the chat box. Where does critic live inside us? Let me check how many of you are active. Voice, right? In our audio, right? The small voice, little voice. So the doer lives in the body, the body. So a doer has the skill, power, talent, and practice to take action. But until you resolve the critic, no other skill will be useful, right? So if we take an example, before beginning the Mahabharat war, Arjuna, who possessed extremely valuable skill, he was the archer of his time, the greatest archer of his time. He has all the skills, all the knowledge, all the talent, all the experience, right? But because his critique was activated before the war, and he was thinking, okay, what if all the people died, and he gives different reasons, right? What will happen to the next generation, so many things he mentions. So but ultimately, though his logic was right, critic actually gives logic. Critic is very intelligent, he knows how to stop, right? So Arjuna was also giving, intellectual logic, but though he was giving logic, but he was not able to take action. So he was confused. I have a dream, I want to do, but I'm not able to, right? There is a dream, but the doer is not getting activated because of the critique was active. And in the whole 18th chapter, 700 verses, Krishna is just trying to make critique calm, convince the critic, and activate the doer inside. Through Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, he giving all the knowledge from all the point of view so that he will take action. But this time he gave the knowledge not only of his just physical world, but who he is truly. So when Krishna starts speaking Bhagavad Gita, he starts with his true identity. That you are not this, this whole subtle body and all. You are the soul, right? Who is inside. You are the user. Don't get affected by, his starts, Krishna starts with harsh words. He said, only foolish people, get affected by these kind of issues. The intelligent knows what are valuable and what is not valuable, right? So just like Arjuna, we are also having in our day-to-day life, we are also fighting a war, right? And we want to fight a war, we want to win, but our critic is not allowing us. We want to start a business, you know, we want to start maybe along with our job a side hustle or whatever you are doing currently, want to start something new, but because of the critic we are not able to, right? Maybe I'm not ready enough, maybe I need to learn more, maybe more technique, maybe I need more time, some or other he give a logic, he knows how to stop you. It's just like a father knows how to stop children, right? So to activate the doer, we need to calm and convince the critic. And how to do it, we will definitely learn uh, in the foundation course as well. And whatever we can do right now, we will try to do that as well. Okay. So let's check what the dreamer inside us and the critic inside us speaks. Okay. So let's take some examples. Okay. So everyone is clear for dreamer, doer, and critic. Dreamer is the one who has a vision. He imagines, desires, sees future, and critic is the one who has a doubt, who is fearful, who judges us, right? And often from the past. पहले भी तुमने ये किया था, तब नहीं चला, you know. अभी भी क्या guarantee है चलेगा, you know. So we don't do it, right? So, and there is a third person, that is a doer, action taker, executor, right? He is a CEO actually, who is taking action, bold steps, right? Okay, clear, everyone? If it is clear, then type in the chat box clear. Type in the chat box clear. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kripa Janki ji. Okay. Okay, let's move. So let's take some examples. How critique have a different logic and how the conversation goes inside. So let's have first discussion in financial stress and career change. Okay. So dreamer has a vision. Okay, I want to start something of my own. I want financial freedom and peace. Okay. What critic says? You have failed before. What if you lose everything? What will people say? And what the doer does then? I don't know where to start, you know. So I avoid and scroll Instagram or watch Netflix or whatever, YouTube and whatever, because critic is not given the permission. And that's why people knows I need to study or I need to do this task, that task, but still they are scrolling or watching things which are not important, right? Or maybe they are learning something, right? Maybe on YouTube or attending some courses, but they have a lot of knowledge, you know. Why they are having so much knowledge? Because critics says you are not ready, you need more knowledge. So the person is actually getting more knowledge rather than taking action, you know, rather than taking action. It's just like uh, suppose there is a competition of swimming and the person has, you know, read all the books, all the videos and all the courses he has completed, right? But not entered in the water. Can he compete and can he win? No. That's how the critique is actually telling you that you are not ready yet. And you are actually trying to convince critic, okay, how I am ready. Critic is saying you are not ready because you don't have knowledge, enough knowledge. So you are trying to gain more knowledge. Since how long? Maybe since 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. I know when I was working in government sector. So there was a person who was retired, and in his retirement, and at the same day, actually, I resigned. And he said, at your age, I also wanted. to resign and start my own and fulfill my own passion and follow my dreams, but I could not. And he worked for 34 years and retired. Who was the person who was stopping him? Critic. Think about it, how strong the critic is, you know. And because of the critic only, there are so many people who wants to start chanting, reading Bhagavatam, start reading Bhagavad-Gītā, but they are not. Sometimes critic doesn't say that you are not ready. It says from tomorrow, not today. Today is busy, na? From tomorrow, definitely. You know, in some people it directly says, in some people indirectly. So we procrastinate. Yes, how many of you are resonating with it? Okay, if you are resonating, then type in the chat box me. Okay, thank you, Kripa, Janki. Yes, let's move forward. So next is the financial stress. Okay, let's have another example. In overthinking and relationship area. Okay, I want love and peace in my relationship. But critic says they don't really love you. You are not enough. Remember what happened last time? You know, he said something that, she said something that. They don't love you. They don't respect you. They don't want you. What will happen then? What doer will do? Hmm? What doer will do? Doer will not do anything. He will think, okay, should I reply? Should I call? What if I make it more worse? So you do nothing. You leave it. So there are so many people who want to improvise their relationship, but they are not taking action because the critic has stopped it, right? And there is, Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gītā 6.6, uncontrolled mind is your worst enemy and controlled mind is your best friend. Uncontrolled mind is nothing but the critic. If you are not learn how to uh, calm the critic, then it is very difficult. And is critic bad? No, critics task is to keep us survive safe. Okay, we need to convince. Okay, there are different techniques by which we can bypass it. Okay, so another example and scenario, suppose overthinking and procrastination. So I want to start my side hustle, but you are thinking, what if I fail? What if others are better? There are, so suppose someone wants to start their YouTube channel or something, and he's saying, okay, there are so many people who are already started. There are so many people who are already started that business that I want to. Maybe there are big players already there. Someone wants to become an astrologer and learn astrology, but he's thinking, okay, there are already so many famous astrologers are there. Who will come to me? Right? So the critic is speaking so many things, and you are, what will happen to you? You will just watch Netflix or to avoid stress. Because whenever we have a fight now, we want to have calm mind. Just like, Saas Bahu, if Saas Bahu are fighting, what will happen? You try to avoid just to keep calm yourself. Similarly, people are watching Netflix or all those social media just to avoid the pain inside. you know Whenever we are, whenever there is a stress, naturally we want to calm down. If you are not taking active participation to calm it down, then naturally our brain does something, maybe through addiction, maybe through going to sleep, maybe through, watching movies or dramas, some or other he wants to just avoid, right, rather than facing. Okay, so let's have another more discussion next. Suppose scenario 4, I want to earn with purpose. Okay, good dream. But what if it doesn't work? What about security? Hmm, right? Like when I was working, I also had this. I want to earn with purpose. And I also have, do something to impact the world. But my critic was there active. But I learned this science and I, overcome it. So, dreamer and critic, if they are saying, then what doer does, I don't know where to begin. So, what will you do? You will just delay, just like the person who worked 34 years. He delayed not for 1 year, 2 year, for 34 years. And now he's thinking, now anyway, I am just age old, right? So, there is no point of doing it. So what is the result of this? The gap between your reality and your dreams keep growing, leading to more inner frustration and guilt, right? So there is a pain of failure and there is a pain of regret. But the pain of regret is so deep than the pain of failure, right? And we only regret for something which we had a potential for doing it, but some or other we did not. We never had a regret for something which we for which we did not have a potential and we did not do anything. We only have a regret for something for which we had a potential, but we did not take an action, right? So it's a great science how to calm the doer. Do you want to learn? Right now we will have a lighter version of it. Lighter version of it. Okay. How to do it. Okay. So choose any one area of your life, maybe money, work, relationship, or health. Okay. What it is saying about the situation. There are voices and there are different emotional trigger. Okay. So you need to use pen and paper right now. Okay. If you don't have, then please bring it. I will give you 30 seconds. If you do activity, then only we'll get benefit out of it. The critic is our mind only. No. Okay. Critic is inside the mind. Okay. We will discuss about it. Right now we are learning from NLP perspective. Then we will learn from Vedic perspective as well and integrating it. Okay. So I hope you are ready now with pen and paper. So let's start. So there are voices. So there is a dreamer. Maybe you first take any area of your life wherever you are stuck. Okay. Wherever you are stuck. Maybe health, relationship, career, business, or whatever, money, finance. Okay. So dreamer, what it is saying about this situation? Ask yourself, what is dreamer is saying? Maybe suppose here we have taken an example. So I want to make lakh rupees per month doing meaningful work. Then what is the emotion it is triggering? The dreamer, hope and excitement, right? So write down what is your dreamer is dreaming about. Write down. You can type in the chat box as well. What is your dream? Type in the chat box. Give talks, travel, and preach. Okay. Anyone else? I hope you are writing on the paper as well. Okay. To become good on social level by preaching. Okay. Practice NLP and graphology. Okay. Peaceful, healthy, and loving relationships. Okay. Become the best version of myself. Sing Kirtan. Wow. So you all have some dreams, right? If you are here in this session, it means there are dreams and you want to fulfill it. And somehow or other, you are not able to. right? Okay. Okay, work and spiritual life balance. Okay, good. So what is the critic is saying in that area? Whatever the dream that you wrote about. So here when we say that I want to make a lakh per month, so critic is saying you don't even have clarity. It's risky. Then what emotion it is triggering inside us? Fear, self-doubt, right? Maybe anxiety, right? Then what is the critic is saying? What is your critic is saying? Type in the chat box. What is your critic is saying? Okay, critic is saying there is too much philosophy. It will be harder for you to understand. Okay, good. So good that you are able to listen and get aware of it. Self-doubt and house responsibilities are there, right? Not good enough, not good at all speaking. Okay. So you want to have, uh, you want to become a speaker, but somehow it is saying you are not good enough, not good speaker. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let's discuss further. What is the doer is doing now? Okay, doer is doing, saying, okay, let's just scroll YouTube and think more, right? When the critic is saying you don't have enough knowledge, enough clarity, it's risky. And when you have fear, doubt, and anxiety, just to avoid it, what you are doing something. Type in the chat box what you are doing. Finally, Doer is doing nothing and watching Instagram Bhagavad-Gītā. Okay, so the person wants to speak, right? And he wants to have knowledge about Bhagavad-Gītā, but he's getting knowledge from Instagram, right? Because the critic is thinking that anyway I'm getting knowledge now. I'm not ready. I don't have knowledge. So I'll get knowledge, right? Okay. So I'm puzzled, avoiding, scrolling, watching movies. Doer is stuck. Of course, doer is stuck, but what it is doing after getting stuck? I want to know that. Okay, scrolling, reading books about the subject. Okay. Okay, reading books means gaining knowledge, but not taking action. It's just like reading books about swimming, watching all the courses and videos, but not entering in the water, right? Okay, FB, feeling guilty, procrastination. Okay. Okay, thank you for sharing your responses. Okay, Doer is also comparing with others, develop more knowledge, feeling lost. Okay, thank you for being honest. You know, it takes courage to accept our own flaws, and it is very important. Unless we are aware of something, how can we change it? Right? The first step of transformation is awareness. So now you are aware there is a dreamer, and I have dreams. There is a critic, and there is a doer as well. Okay. So which voice is speaking the loudest right now? Which voice are you ignoring? Okay. So first tell me which voice is the loudest. Type in the chat box. In fact, you all can, okay, type in the chat box. That's okay. Which voice is the loudest? Critics, 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 right? So critic voice is the loudest, right? And just like Radhanath Maharaj said, dog, good dog and bad dog. Which dog is louder? The bad dog, right? And whichever dog is barking loudly, our attention goes to that dog only, and we feed that dog, right? So critic and dreamer scream back and forth, one louder, one another. Okay, good. Okay. Fear of future due to uncertainty. Okay. Thank you for sharing. So, so there is a solution, we will discuss more about this in our foundation course as well. But right now, those who are here, we will give you also some solution, right? What to do. So there is a 3A formula: awareness, appreciation, and authority. A3 formula. Okay. A3 formula. What to do? First of all, catch the critique voice. And you did already. You already did it. You you caught it. Maybe whatever the voice you always feel, it speaks continuously. It speaks. Whenever you want to take action, it speaks something. Right? You are not ready, you are not good enough, you don't have this, you don't have that. Something or other it speaks, right? First, get aware of the voice. Catch the critique voice. Second, appreciate the voice. Why? Because actually it is doing a task, right? It is doing a function for which it is made only. So appreciate, recognize it's trying to protect you. How we will say then, how we will reply when he says you always fail? Thanks for worrying about me. You want me to be safe? I know, I thank you for it. Okay. But after doing this, you take an authority, right? Reclaim the control with a higher self, right? Just like I said, there is a doer, there is a hardware, software, and user, the soul. Take your authority in your hand and reclaim control with higher self. Right? There is a lower self and there is a higher self. Lower self, body and mind. Higher self is intelligence and soul. Reclaim your control with higher self. But now, what will he say? Thanks for worrying. You want me to be safe. But now I choose to grow, not hide. And I want to take action right now. And take action on a very, very small scale, whatever that action can be. Whatever that action can be. Okay? Can you do it? Do it right now. Right. Whatever the awareness and appreciation authority you have regarding your uh, goal in different area, whatever the area you have chosen, write down. And first catch the voice, the critic's voice, and then further. Okay? Is that we can try to remain under the guidance of authority. We are not trying to be remain under the guidance of authority. We are trying to be the authority. Okay? We are trying to regain our power. In there is a practitioner course also. We understand it from a Yoga Sutra Patanjali point of view. How inside, Yoga Sutra Patanjali, how many of you have read about it or heard about it? Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. It's a very, very deep subject matter, especially regarding the subtle body, So we understand. So Veda NLP is about integrating the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, the Bhagavad-Gītā, Bhagavatam, and we understand on a different scale how actually it is working. Okay. So we have less time, so I will try to do it as fast as I can. Okay, so there are higher self and lower self. Okay, so we discussed about the three parts inside us: dreamer, critic, and doer. Doer will take action only, the critic will give access. Okay, Okay, then further we are discussing about a higher self and lower self. Okay, so I'm not good enough, lower self, it speaks. They don't value me. So it's a reactive person and we feel shame about it. And higher self says, okay, this is a mirror. Let me reflect and grow from it. So it responses and it is open minded. Okay, so there is a lower self and higher self. So we will have some example on this. So suppose in financial pressure, so lower self speaks something. I will never make enough. I am stuck. And what higher self is saying, the authority, what can I learn here? What do I already have access to in the financial, if you are having financial pressure? Okay. Another example in relationship triggers, the lower self says, okay, why don't they understand me? You know, many people have these challenges. People don't understand me. They blame and then have an emotional burst. What higher self can do here? Let me express clearly, not aggressively. Have an ownership, have an empathy, right? Value the relationship than our ego, right? Many times we don't want to, you know, speak to the person because we think, okay, we are also right. Why should I? But here we need to understand what is more important, the relationship or satisfying our ego, even false ego, right? So how higher self and lower self are here can interact. Okay, so there is an higher self and lower self. Okay, so lower self is always under the pressure of fear, comparison, blame, ego, reactivity, past wounds, and it needs validation. But higher self love has love, clarity, purpose, self-trust, presence, wisdom, and conscious choice to take action, right? So basically, we there is an amygdala inside the part of our brain which actually controls this lower self, and there is a higher self as well. Okay, which is a prefrontal cortex, right? We discuss initially the different parts of our brain, right? So prefrontal cortex contains 40% of our brain area, and in humans it has developed. In another species, the prefrontal cortex is not that much big. And prefrontal cortex is the one which, because of which we take action, because of which we have a logic, right? Okay. So, here I will just explain it in a brief. So suppose in earlier time, suppose when people were used to live in jungles, right? So when we used to see a tiger, so we used to feel a danger. So once we feel a danger, then our amygdala, you know, what it does, it's plays an alarm, it alerts alarm. And what it does, it sends signal to our hypothalamus that there is a danger. Okay, once a person sees a tiger and suddenly amygdala gets activated. And once the amygdala get activated and it says there is a danger, what hypothalamus does, hypothalamus is the main security inside. Okay, so hypothalamus presses an F3 mode, just like car has a different modes, sports mode, this mode, that mode. Similarly, the hypothalamus presses an F3 mode. F3 mode is fight, flight, or freeze. Once you see a tiger, what will you do? Either you will fight with it, or you will run away, flight, or you will freeze. You will not take any action because you are completely nervous and paralyzed, right? And what another thing hypothalamus does, uh, it actually increases heartbeat, breathing, BP, you know, and liver, whatever the sugar there is in the liver, it actually, you know, uh, generates in the bloodstream. Why? Because now you need blood to fight or flight, either to fight with the tiger or to run away from it. So there is a sugar, so much of sugar is released inside the bloodstream. Okay. So now, once this F3 mode is activated, another thing happens is there is a stress hormone increases, right? Because of which obesity also increases, right? Now, in earlier age, there was a time because we need to be there in jungle and we need to survive and be safe. That's how our system has been, developed. But in real world, there is no tiger. But right now, who replaced the tiger? Maybe your boss, maybe the deadlines, maybe the late night chanting, right? So the timer just maybe at 11 o'clock, you remember, okay, I need to chant, I have not completed. Then F3 mode. You leave everything, when F3 mode is activated, our body actually stops supplying blood to the brain because now the only thing is required is to survive. Only thing is required is to survive, right? So there is so much of sugar inside the blood. Where this sugar will go? Because of the deadline, there is a F3 mode is activated, but you are not using the blood which is there inside the sugar. You are not using the sugar which is released in the blood. Then what will happen to that sugar? The people will have a diabetes. Okay. So because of this system, and we are not understanding it, and we are not calming down and understanding the inside system, and getting affected by the deadlines and different, maybe sometimes tiger is replaced by the EMI that you need to pay. Maybe there is a risk of leaving job because of the AI. There are so many people are having doubt, will they have a job or not? So tiger is replaced with these challenges, and the obesity, the diabetes, and different psychosomatic diseases are increasing, right? So what to do with it, how to deal with it, we will learn more about it in our foundation course. Okay. And Priyacharna, do we have time or we can wind up? Haribol?
We can go on for 5 minutes more.
Okay.
If you
So,
have anything, you can just conclude and you can take some question answers as well.
okay. Okay. So let's do an exercise. Okay. Small exercise. It will take just 2 minutes. Okay. Everyone is ready? Okay. So we here we are trying to understand the power of our mind. Okay. How mind is so powerful. So close your eyes. Everyone, please close your eyes. Okay. Close your eyes and imagine that you went inside your kitchen or wherever there is fridge and you open the fridge. When you open the fridge, you see there are two lemons, yellow lemons, juicy. Okay. Keep the eyes closed and you pick one lemon. Okay. And take a knife and you are cutting the lemon. Okay. Once you cut the lemon, you are smelling, you are having the fragrance of the lemon. Okay. So once the lemon is cut, now take one part, the half cut lemon, and now virtually just open your tongue outside your mouth and just squeeze the lemon on the tongue. Just squeeze it. Okay. The test, you can test the lemon. Okay. Now your mouth is filled with the juice of the lemon and the fragrance of it. Okay. Open your eyes. Okay, how many of you had saliva in the mouth? Type in the chat box if it was salivated. Okay, yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Everyone had this. Okay. So where is lemon? Where is lemon? There is no lemon. But our mind cannot differentiate what we did in imaginary world or what we did in the real world. So actually it was not just we imagined, our body secreted saliva. So our mind is so powerful, it can impact on our body. So if the mind can do this, it means if the mind has a stress and worry, it can also release the cortisol and different hormones which can impact our body. So that is why there are so many psychosomatic diseases are there. Okay, so many people don't understand how can mind have, because of mind we can have different diseases. This is how it happens, right? Because mind is so powerful. Okay, so let's conclude. So before that, there are so many things that we will discuss more in our foundation course. Okay, so before moving towards question answer, so let's share the aha moments from today's class in chat box. Whatever the aha moment, what did you like the most? What was the aha moment? Type in the chat box. What was it? Or you can unmute yourself and share here as well. Okay, about the critic guy inside, three characters inside us. Okay, learning about three voices, the three psychological voices. Okay, dreamer, critic, doer, good dog, bad dog. Right. Thank you. So saliva. Okay, saliva and point that you shared after. Okay, thank you. Yes, it's so powerful. Okay, so we will have a question answer. But before question answer, let me share what we can have in the foundation course and what is the journey further if someone wants to go further and learn more about this. Okay, so who is this for, the foundation course? So if you are a life coach, speaker, author, consultant, doctor, clinical psychologist, therapist, if you are a business owner or entrepreneur, maybe you are a corporate employee, housewife or parent, if you're a professional, roles require influence and convince others, you want to be a speaker or something like that. If you are a student and you want to have more focus in your studies and have more marks, if you want to heal yourself, if you want to master your mind, emotions and life, if you are any one of them, then this foundation course and further journey is for you. And who is this not for? If you are looking for some quick fix, magic pills, this is not for you. If you are not committed and dead serious about your personal and professional goals, this is not for you. If you are not looking for if you are looking for no effort full result, no, this is not for you. But if you are lazy and not open for coaching, then don't waste your time and energy. Okay, so do I have a permission to share about our foundation course? Okay, if you are ready, then type in the chat box. If you are interested to know further journey, then I will share. If you are interested, then type in the chat box. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So the journey for the whole Veda NLP is, I will also share about what we will cover in the foundation course. So the journey of Veda NLP transformation roadmap, it's a whole journey. It's a new beginning. If you want to be master, if you want to have a self mastery. So initially there will be 2-day foundation course. It will be of around 6 hours. Then there will be Veda NLP practitioner course. Okay. Then the next stage is Veda NLP master practitioner. So Veda NLP practitioner is for transforming your own life in all the areas of your life. Veda NLP master practitioner is for those people who wants to transform others' life, who wants to create impact, become coach, counselor, or something like that. And then there is a Veda NLP trainer who want to train others in this science. Okay, so Veda NLP is a science of achievement and art of fulfillment. Okay, so let's discuss what we can learn in the foundation course. Okay, so in the foundation course, so there will be communication model of the mind, you know, three pillars of NLP, psychology of human motivation. There are four types of personality. Many times we judge others because we are different and they are different, right? So we will understand what is your own personality, what is others' personality, and state management. It is very powerful subject. State management, how we can manage our state, mental states. Then physical, mental, emotional mastery. There are three factors that control our life. Very powerful. uh, because of which the life is getting controlled. So we will learn that. So we will also learn the formula of self mastery based on NLP, Bhagavad Gita, and uh, different Vedic knowledge. Apart from that, we will also learn how to create wealthy, healthy future timeline. You know, dreamer needs. So based on this, dreamer, critique, and the doer. So the dreamer, how dreamer, we need to make the dreamer strong. So there are different techniques by which we will have a future timeline for it. So also we will have a live technique how to remove any past painful memory that might be, you know, again and again haunting you. Maybe 10-year old, maybe 15-year old. I had one client, you know, who was suffering since last 25 years from one memory because of she was completely stuck, you know. So we can actually disempower that memory. So many people think that okay, whatever there is in the mind, we can't remove it. Yes, we can remove it and disempower it. And the next, if there is something that you had a hurt or negative emotions, we can have a technique for that as well. So you will also receive a worksheets. There will be different activities, you know. So apart from this, we will also have law of attraction. So many people might have heard about it, but here we will discuss there are three layers of law of attraction which no one talks about outside world. The three levels of law of attraction based on Bhagavad Gita, right? So we will learn all these things in the Veda NLP foundation course. The course will be conducted on 11th and 12th of October because 10th October is the mental health day. So at that time we will have this batch. 11th, 12th October, time is 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. IST. Okay, so if you are interested and want to learn Priya Chaitanya Prabhu, you can contact to Priya Chaitanya Prabhu or in
Yeah.
the group. Okay.
Yeah. So we
Yes.
everyone is part of the community. So every all the details will be shared in the community. The recording for this session will also be shared in the community, and the details will be shared. You have a good 3 weeks time to go through recording and decide if you want to do. And definitely, we'll be very happy to facilitate.
Yes. Thank you. So before ending, just I hope if you are ready for activating your doer, then type in the chat box, I am ready. You know, if you want to become an authority in your inside world, if you want to be an authority, then type in the chat box, I am ready. So you do it by your own self or you want to join or not, but whatever techniques we or whatever knowledge we give, you can use it and you can be an authority, right? Thank you. So once you become an authority, what happens next is that you will say hello to the buy. What is hello to the buy? Buy means best year ever. you know. Sometimes after 20 or 25 years, some year comes when we realize where we are stuck and how to have a breakthrough from it. So once you are ready and take an authority in your inside world, take the ownership of your life and learn to deal with the critic, then you will say hello to the bye. That is best year ever. Thank you so much for uh, attending today's session. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhuji, do we have time for Q&A?
Yes, yes, Q&A can go on.
Okay. So, yes, if anyone has any question, they can raise your hands. You can raise your hands. Okay. Okay. I'm unmuting. Kripaji, yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Hare Krishna. So I work on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
Will recording be available? I can join the Sunday, not the Saturday. The next 2-3 months, I'm on a project.
Yes. Priya Chaitanya Prabhu. Yes, recording will be there.
Okay. So I can still
Yes, yes,
join and
definitely.
Yes.
Definitely recording will be there. But if
But
possible,
yeah.
yeah, try to attend live. No
Yes.
substitute to
live. Yeah,
live class.
Sunday I can attend live, but Saturday
Okay,
I
sure.
work the same time from 2
No
o'clock
problem.
till.
So if you are come live, then we will have an activities, right? So
Yeah,
you will do different activities in the, there will be different
yeah.
groups. Okay. Yeah.
But I
Thank you.
don't want to miss right now because the project goes on for 2-3 months, but then I don't
Yeah,
know when
you
I'll get
can
here.
attend it. No issue. You can listen the recording. No issue. Yes, Amita ji. Yes. Yes, Amita, you
Hare
can speak
Krishna,
here.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for the very wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
I want to understand that if I do the foundation course, it is only going to impact me, right? But if I want, benefit for my child who's 9 year old, should he be attending it, or I should be learning and then applying it for him?
For 9-year-old, no, right now, no. You can help him. Okay. We will teach some techniques by which you can help him. Okay.
Okay.
So right now
Basically,
you
I
only
want
can,
to improve my parenting to him. So that's for that reason I'm looking for this course. So
yes, yes. So no, right now he's just 9-year-old. No,
okay,
but
sure,
you will learn the techniques by which you can help your children. Okay, no issue.
sure. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Anubhavji,
Hare Krishna, bro, and Vatsanam.
Hare
Uh,
Krishna. Yes.
Prabhuji, like, I have a doubt, like in this whole meeting, we do have most of the people are devotees, so they will be going with this process of Vedic NLP. Like most of the people in this world, they are atheistic and like materialistic. They do have many problems. So how they will be going to receive this Vedic NLP process? Like they are more interested in the scientific thoughts and all processes. How we are going to, like, how you are going to, or like otherwise, like people will be practicing as a trainers and trainees. So they are going to achieve them their goals using this Vedic NLP process.
Hmm. See, ultimately, what NLP does, it help person to have an achievement in the life. As you said, people want success, right? Uh, but here, the Veda NLP gives you success. Whatever you are getting outside, you will get it here scientifically, completely. There will be no compromise on it. But at the same time, you are getting additional Vedic point of view, because even though you get everything here in this world, you become the most successful person on the planet. But what if you have lost everything? You lost the point only. If you have not aligned with your own self, your authentic self, right? So whatever you get outside, you will get it here complete. Because I myself have learned it from 7 different masters, right? So you'll get it here, but you will get additional Vedic knowledge as well, blending it. Okay. So So that part you want to guide others or not, that is your choice. The Vedic point you will help others or not, that is your choice. But here we are helping you for both. Because we are not only helping you to live in this world, but also blending how to live from this world. I hope it is clear, Prabhu. Is it clear? Okay, thank you. Dana, yes.
What about if a person has trauma in their background, which also kind of plays into that inner critic because it can be a lot of fears and such? Does this help with that, or would this be something that
Yes.
wouldn't?
Yes, it will help because there are so many traumas. The critique actually works because of the experiences, bad experiences, right?
Yes.
So there are traumas, there are so many fears. Maybe you are not aware of it, what was the trauma, but even though you aware or not, it will help you. Because NLP works on what you want. Okay, what you want. So it will help you in healing as well as along with it, it will also help in gaining what you want. So there are two kinds of personal development industries. One is healing and another one is coaching. So coaching doesn't care what was the trauma, what was the problems you had in the past. They will only talk about what do you want right now. Okay, and they will help you in that. Healing is all about, they will help you in the challenges that you had in the past and they will help you in healing. Just like suppose you go into the hospital, maybe you had a fracture and you go into a hospital and the doctor will heal your fracture, whatever the medicine and prescription he will do, diagnosis and all. But after he gets healed from the fracture, what he needs to do now? Maybe he wants to uh, run a marathon, right? So giving some reason to live for, this coaching does. So here what VedaNLP is doing, it is not only healing but also giving you a reason, whatever the goal you have and how to achieve it. Okay, so it is not only healing the patient from the fracture but also helping him to win the marathon. I hope it is clear now. Okay, so whatever the past trauma, there are different techniques for healing those traumas and all. Okay, anyone else? Okay, thank you. So let's meet in the foundation course. Thank you so much. Prachana Prabhu, can we end this?
Yeah, thank you, Arvind ji, and thank you, everyone. And just stay in the community for all updates. Thank you very much.
Okay, Hari Bol.